Hello, and welcome to Inspired. I'm your host, Michelle Bohm, and Inspired is brought to you by I've Decided, which is your one stop shop for all things success, motivation, and leadership right here in our Peoria community. On this show, we bring you the people, stories, and ideas designed to create that spark of inspiration that leads you down the path to hopefully creating your inspired ideas and bringing them out into the world. My inspired cup is overflowing this week after a awesome time on the St. Jude Memphis to Peoria run all last week. And as we were running into the Civic Center, being cheered on by a lot of our I've Decided community, many of them are runners or fundraisers or even just cheerleaders for us, it got me thinking about what if people didn't take action on their inspired ideas? People like Danny Thomas, who created St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. What if he listened to the people that told him it was a crazy idea? How many children's lives would have been lost if he didn't take action on that inspired idea? Or what about, nearly 40 years ago when some dedicated runners had the crazy idea to run from Memphis to Peoria? What if they decided not to? $61 million would not have been donated to cancer research. And I was moved to tears as we were running into the Civic Center thinking about those people that took action on their inspired ideas and how that's changed the world, changed people's lives. It's an incredible thing. So what if your idea, your spark of inspiration, could have that kind of impact? I am going to introduce you to a new friend, Joanna Carroll, today, who took action on her inspired idea, and I am convinced that it will change the world of education for teachers and obviously for the students that they lead. Joanna and I also share a love for St. Jude because she's a St. Jude mom, and we share a love for education because she's a teacher. Welcome, Joanna. I'm so happy to have you here today. We're just going to jump right into it because I heard you present at 1 Million Cups, which if you are not familiar with 1 Million Cups, it's an excellent organization right here in Peoria. Entrepreneurs meet every Wednesday morning. The first Wednesday, we get to hear presentations from people that have inspired ideas, and we get to help each other develop those ideas. So when I heard Joanna speak there, and I saw that our weekly winning word was educate, like perfect fit, perfect fit. If you are just joining us online, please take a minute and share this on social media. We love hearing how these inspired ideas and success stories are motivating you. And we love hearing from our I've Decided community. So please take a minute and share this with us. Again, Joanna, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
I'm so happy to have you here. So you have spent your career in education, right, in various capacities, but your love is teaching.
Absolutely.
And you're a fifth grade teacher.
I am. I'm going back to the classroom to teach fifth grade after a 4-year hiatus from education, not education, but the classroom. Mm-hmm. I was coaching teachers for 4 years in the Princeville School District. So my love for teaching didn't leave, and I'm excited to go back.
Oh, that's so great. So as a teacher, you saw a problem. What was the problem that you saw?
I saw that educators were doing wonderful things in their classrooms, but there was no common place to share that information so more teachers could do those wonderful things in their classroom. So I decided to create an app. There was no app out there or social media platform just for teachers, so I decided to create the Located app.
Oh, awesome. So you know how to make an app then, right?
I do not.
Oh, wait a minute. You're supposed to know how, you're supposed to get an idea and you just know how to do it, right?
Yep. I had the idea and I had no idea how to do it.
Okay.
So it all comes down to networking and talking to others and learning from your failures and just trying to get that idea off the ground.
How long did that idea kind of simmer with you before you?
For about a year.
Wow.
So
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I was really noticing that there was so many great things happening, and there was no common place for teachers to
Yeah.
go to hear these great ideas, to learn about these ideas, to get their idea off the ground too.
Right.
So it took me about a year to get it off the ground. I attended what was called the Google for Education Innovator Conference in Sydney,
So
Australia.
you did what we all do when we don't know what to do. We go to Google. You went right to Google.
We go to Google, and they use a process called design thinking, where you fall in love with the problem and not the solution, and you fall in love with the people, your users that are going to use that solution. So they walk you through that process, and they give you a mentor to help get your idea off the ground. That's also an educator that has some experience in what you want to do.
Okay, great.
So I was given a mentor, an educator that helped me and guide me, but I also had individuals from Central Illinois to help guide me too. I saw a lot of educators come to my aid when I needed them to get this idea off the ground.
Yeah. So I love what you were talking about with design thinking, because I've said that is the path to getting an inspired idea from concept to, I just called it
Absolutely.
trial and error.
Yep.
You just keep trying. You find out what doesn't, work, which is basically the same thing as finding out what does work.
Yep.
But Google calls that design thinking.
Yep, it's
Okay.
I believe it's an educational term. So, and I think businesses also are going to that term too to get new and creative ideas. Google used their 20% time to get their employees to create new ideas. They get 20% of their workday to be creative. So we want to also, as educators, use that and to be lifelong learners and to even get our students to take on the 20% project, or what we call the Genius Hour. So we want to instill that in students too. So it's important for me as an educator to do it also, so I can model that for my students.
Oh, that's so great. So you said you don't fall in love with the solution,
Yep.
what you expect the solution to be. You really have to understand the problem that you're
Yes.
trying to solve.
Absolutely, and understand that user.
Right. And your users are your customer, your user is a teacher.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
I mean, you obviously had firsthand knowledge, but let's assume that you are not a teacher and you just thought, hey, why isn't there something like this out there? You would spend a lot of time talking to teachers so that you, not to find a solution, to really understand the problem.
Yes, understand that problem that they're having and find the best solution. So that solution to your problem may evolve and change over time and may look totally different after the product is done. So in my product, my app had changed tenfold.
So many times, right? It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
even recognizable
Yes,
to what you
yes,
originally
absolutely.
thought it would be.
So-
That's definitely been my experience in my business. I thought it would be this, and it's something completely different, but I had to let go of what I expected it to
Yes,
be.
and you do.
Yeah.
And that is the number one thing. You cannot fall in love with that solution
Right,
because it could
right.
be different.
Yeah, yeah. Well, when you know your customer, they might give you different ideas.
Yeah,
So that's fantastic.
absolutely.
So tell me a little bit about Google for Education and how you applied to that program, what that was like, and then your trip to Sydney.
Google for Education really cares about education and to be transformative. So they provide trainings for free for educators, which are called certifications.
Okay.
So you can get your level 1 certification completely free through Google, and then there's level 2. Once you get level 2, you can apply to the Google Innovator Program. So you answer these googly questions, and
What are googly questions like?
what is your favorite song? If you had a song for life, what would it
Okay,
be? Some
awesome,
things like
yeah.
that really gives you short answers so they can see into the life of you.
Right.
And you have to show them how you've been transformative in your classroom. So you do a video and you do a questionnaire about this lead that you've taken on to transform education. And then a group of past innovators get together
Yeah.
and score those and check out your social media accounts and things like that. And they pick 32 educators from around the world
It's amazing.
to attend these cohorts. So it's a fabulous 3-day training, and they're at headquarters around Google around the globe.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you got to go to Australia. That's the one
yes,
you.
yes, Australia was the one that I applied and got into it. But
amazing.
again, I didn't get into other cohorts that I applied. I tried and
Right.
failed 2, 3 times before that. So Australia was my time.
There you go. That's perfect. It worked out perfectly.
Absolutely.
And again, being willing to try something, figure it out,
Yep.
go back at it again, figure it out even a little bit more, and move forward.
Yep.
That's fantastic. And then you also got to meet other educators
I
in your
did.
cohort. So now you have that community.
I do. Being connected with educators from around the world opens your eyes and makes you realize you actually have the same problems.
Right.
And it makes this world very small.
Yeah.
And we are still connected. So that's what's the fabulous thing about this. And social media allows us to still connect. So yeah, having that time with other educators from around the world was really meaningful and has changed my life.
Oh, that's so great. So then after you left, you developed the app, or you kind of got it rolling while you were there, and then developed and rolled it out. It is live now,
It is.
right?
It
Okay.
is. It's on the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store,
Awesome.
completely free for educators. There's no charge to this app. I have just created this to provide a service for educators.
So great. So how would a teacher use the app? What would they use it for?
The app has 3 sections. You can locate personalized professional learning because we all have passions, individual passions. So it's important that educators are able to find those that are going on in the area or globally that they want to attend that they're interested in.
Okay.
There is another section called Help with Guidance. So you can get guidance from another educator. You have an idea. You can put a shout out there, and another educator can help you with that has some
Say,
expertise.
oh, I'm doing that in
Yep.
Brazil.
Yes.
And this is how I'm doing it. So try this.
Yes. So if you want to try 3D printing in your class and you don't know where to get started,
Yeah.
you can use Help with Guidance on my app, and you can be connected with educators from around the world that has that expertise, and they can get your idea off the ground and maybe connect through online conferencing so you can actually see what it looks like and how it works.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
Well, and that shortens the learning curve so much because
yes.
before you would be researching and
And some
spending
educators will
hours.
shy away because we are
Yeah.
busy, that we don't have time to spend hours and hours. So it could be that time-saving idea out there to get you started.
Right. And then the other piece is the innovative thread.
Yes, so
that-
I have innovative ideas, so you can just hop on and you can get more innovative ideas just by a snippet of information and a picture of what they're doing. And then you can comment and share and communicate with an educator to get those ideas to get started in your classroom. Yeah.
That is so cool. And like you said, you're getting ideas from all over the world.
All over the world.
When I logged on and looked at it, I'm like, this is like the most amazing social media feed because it's all just these incredible, innovative ideas just scrolling through. That's,
I appreciate that.
That's what you
Yep.
want to see.
It's
on
all about
social media.
sharing and connecting.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what social media is supposed to be.
Yes, and it's a safe environment just for educators. So
That's perfect. If you are just joining us, I'm Michelle Bohm, and I'm talking to my friend Joanna Carroll, who's an educator and innovator, and has created an app for our teachers to connect and share ideas from all over the world. It's called Located, and tell me where you're at in your app development now. It's live, so
It is.
any teacher now could go and download it, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Teacher, administrator, librarian, anyone involved in an educational profession can go on and connect with those.
Okay.
So you can, where I'm at in my journey is trying to get the word out, trying to spread this good news that this app exists. And being one person, it's very hard to do
Oh,
that.
absolutely. Yeah.
So I have a website, locatedapp.org, that you can go and learn. I have presentations there that walk you through on how to or what it's all about.
Okay. So teachers, take note. Please share this with your school officials and teachers so that they can download the app and use it as well. It's definitely going to make a huge difference right here in our community. So how can, is there any other ways that people can contact you? Let's get that, share
They
that.
can find me on Twitter. I'm at the twitter.com located app.
Okay.
And you can also find my contact information on the locatedapp.org.
Okay.
So someone can connect with me through the app even, because there is that connection that you can make through the app itself.
So you can have, the teachers can,
Yep.
be friends on there and
Yep.
then private message each other. And
Yes,
things like that.
absolutely.
That is so cool. It really is just the coolest idea. It's innovative. It's exactly what's needed in education. We need collaboration.
We do.
And if we don't have that, our children are the ones not taking advantage.
Yeah, and we
of all
want
those
our
opportunities.
students to collaborate,
Right.
and we want them to be creative. And so if we can show that we are being creative too and collaborating, we can model that and take it back to our classrooms.
Right. And you can demonstrate, hey, we're going to try this. I got this idea. We're going to try it, class, and see how it works. And if it doesn't, then we're going to go back to the drawing board and try something else. And the class can see that, like, oh, we might do something and it may not work, but that's okay. We're design thinkers, so that's okay.
absolutely.
We're going to go back to the drawing board and do it. It is a fantastic example to set for those students. And you're not just teaching them reading, writing, and arithmetic anymore. You are teaching them how to think.
Yes,
that
absolutely.
is what they need to learn, and at such a young age. I mean, from kindergarten on, I know our kids. I'm amazed sometimes at how they come to answers, because it's just a completely different path than I would have taken. But I know that it's because they've been taught how to think.
Oh yeah, and
It's
we don't
fantastic.
want that creativity to get lost, and
Yeah.
we want it to begin in kindergarten and even go through 12th grade and beyond in higher ed.
Yeah.
We don't want that piece to disappear. So, and that is a big part of innovation. So,
Yeah. And those kids are taking those ideas and using them down the road. You got to, real quick story, because I know we're almost out of time, but you got to share that a student took some of their creative time and created a program and applied for the 4-H and is going on to
yes,
nationals.
I have a very good friend, Ann Krolicki, who is a fabulous educator. And she took this idea of passion projects and instilled it into her sophomore class. And so she gave them time to develop their passions. And then we presented it school-wide. She made it a school-wide Young Innovators Conference.
So cool.
And one of her particular students took her idea to the 4-H fair and is now going on to the nationals just for that idea, because she's passionate about it. So Ann
awesome.
Krolicki is a special educator, and we're very lucky to have her in education, and we're very lucky that her students took their ideas and went on with them. And we have other students that was very passionate about the stock market. He has now a social media presence on Instagram and has over 25,000 people following him to get ideas on how to invest. And he's 16 years old.
Isn't that crazy?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yes, 25,000. I bet it's even more.
Yeah.
I haven't checked it in about a month, and it was growing like thousands every
Wow.
week. So,
Wow.
yeah.
16 years old. I
Yes.
feel like I have to step up my game, because these kids are coming up and they have these amazing
Yep.
ideas. It's because of the
It's
education.
called
that they're getting.
Successful Stocks. So if anybody
Okay,
wants
there
to
you
check it
go.
out
That's
on
a good plug.
Instagram, 16 years old and doing these amazing things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like quite the slacker now. Thank you so much, Joanna, for
are
coming
welcome.
in and
Thanks for
sharing
having
this info. I hope you go to the located app.org. It's in our show notes. The link is there, so make sure you go there. Share this with anyone that you know that is in education, because this is how we change the world. If you need more success stories to fill your inspired cup, I'm going to invite you to join us either as a business or a community member of I've Decided. We have some amazing resources for you. One of them is coming up right around the corner. It is our I've Decided Success, the Motivational and Leadership Conference. The next date, we do this 3 times a year, the next date is coming up September 7th. If you are a community or business member, your tickets are included in your membership. So head over to ivedecided.org and pick up those tickets right now. We will have another one coming up in January, and then we always do a spring and fall. So make sure you visit ivedecided.org to find out more there. Thank you again for joining us. Joanna, again, thank you.
Thank you.
I'm Michelle Bohm, encouraging you to be inspired. Until next time, thank you.
PeoriaLife.com